It's food o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. We're back again with another Chef Cow video. These are non-fried, low-fat instant noodles that are chicken flavour. And there he is himself on the side of the packet. They're 80 grams. Now, I recently, well, as of yesterday, I reviewed the chili version. So if you wanted to watch a review of the chili version, have a look at those. But I've gone with the chicken as well. They were in B&M as for £1, so I picked up the chili and the chicken flavour. And of course, it's a safe bet, isn't it? There's people out there that don't like chili. There's people out there that find chicken noodles boring. So there's enough for either side of the coin to enjoy these noodles, really. So they're ready in 3 minutes. So what you do, you open the packet. Not all the way. You've got a pack of, that's going to be like a chicken, savoury, brothy, maybe slightly spicy, peppery powder there. And what you get with these is some soy sauce and some oil. Now the oil plays a really important part with these noodles. I've wondered for a while why they put a little pack of oil in there. What happens when you put the hot water in? I mean, you can see there's not much to the noodles, is there? It's a really small sachet of noodle compared to the pot you get. But when the hot water goes in and you add the oil, it helps to bind the flavour of that chicken powder with the oil onto the noodles. Because what you normally get with these noodles is that you put the flavour in, you put the hot water in, you stir them up, and then all of the flavour is in the bottom. You're not getting any of that flavour. So the fat helps to stick that powder to the noodles. So without further ado then, I'm going to go to the kitchen. I'm going to pour some hot water into these. We're going to get them out. We're going to leave them for 3 minutes. And we're going to see what we get. Right, these Chef Chow chicken noodles have had 3 minutes. Here's a look at them. They're vegan friendly, and it is January, so perhaps completely accidentally I've got involved in veganuary. How chicken flavour noodles can be vegan, I don't know. So there's a look at the noodles then. We added the oil, we added the soy sauce, and we added that chicken flavour. But it's left a really lovely broth, a really lovely chicken broth aroma. These were a pound, so good value for money. But they smell really good, lovely chicken aroma to these noodles. Now, again, we're going to go back to that point I made earlier about the oil in the noodles, where you're trying to get some of the oil and the noodles, that chicken flavour, to stick to the noodle. Let's see if it worked. It certainly worked with the chili flavour. A little bit of flavour. A little bit of flavour, not too much. I find with chicken noodles, they can be a little bit bland. What you get from chili noodles, but I mean, you've got to like chili noodles to begin with. What you get from a chili noodle is the fact that the spice will stick to the noodle, so at least you're getting some kind of spicy buzz, a little burn in the throat. With these chicken noodles, it's just a bit bland, it's just a bit boring. But then again, and I always ask myself this question, because As a youngster growing up in South Wales, I was an apprentice carpenter, and I remember one job where I went up the South Wales valleys and I worked on a job centre, and the job centre backed onto a load of fields, and somebody had broken all of the fence to this job centre, and on a cold January day we were sent up to this job centre to replace this wooden fence, and I've never been colder. That was one of the most coldest days I've ever experienced in my life. Trying to knock the timber posts in the ground with cold hands, trying to work with cold hands, trying to attach a fence in the wind. It was awful. It was awful. And all I had that day was a half an hour break at lunchtime with this cheese sandwich. A cheese sandwich and a bottle of blackcurrant squash. That was my only joy for the day. This day and age, of course, you can turn up with something like I could have bought a pot noodle back in the day, but there was nothing like the variety of these Asian noodles that we have this day and age, where you can spend £1 and at least have something hot and warm in your belly. And that makes a massive difference. A massive difference to your day. It really does. Just to have something warm inside you. Warm you up, put a smile on your face. Yeah, the chicken might be a little bit boring, but it's still warm, you know. The noodles, they're a little sticky. There's a little bit of kind of a wheat flavour coming from them. They're slightly rubbery though. There's a slight kind of like salty rubbery flavour coming from them. Let's try some of the broth. Now the broth is lovely. It reminds me of like a Knorr chicken stock, the little chicken stock pots you buy. Or a chicken oxo, something along those lines, a chicken oxo cube or a Knorr chicken stock pot. Yeah, that's really quite tasty. Really quite tasty. I just wish some of that flavour from the stock pot. Maybe you could do this. Hold the noodles in your mouth. And then eat the chicken with the broth. The chicken noodles with the broth. It's not a bad option. It really isn't a bad option. Would I buy these again? Well, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've had chicken noodles that have been slightly spicy. I've had chicken noodles that have had this kind of chicken broth, oxo cube type flavour to them. But they're all quite the same. They're all just a little bit boring. I mean that with the greatest of respects. If you can't eat chilli, if you don't like chilli, or if chilli aggravates you in some way, then you're probably forced down the line of eating a chicken and mushroom pot noodle or one of these chicken Asian pots. but they go down easy enough. It's not like it's you can't finish the damn things, as I'm suggesting here. I'm suggesting that you can finish them. So, Chef Kiao, I don't know who he. I don't know if he's like a famous Asian chef there. Perhaps he is. I don't watch much television myself, but I'm probably not even pronouncing his name right. But for £1, these chicken noodles, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.